so the way this is going to work, you're going to slate. What is a slate? A slate is when you introduce yourself. So you're going to say your name like it belongs in lights, okay? Because it's very bright here, and your name does belong in lights. So I'll go first. So I'm going to slate. You're going to say your favorite movie, your favorite TV show, your favorite musical, if you know musicals, your favorite play, if you know plays. If you don't know plays, I'll forgive you. For my actor friend here, Hadar, you need a play. You need a play. But if you're not an actor, you don't need a favorite play. Why do I say that? Because we are artists. When you're an artist, you should have a specific taste. When I ask an actor, what's your favorite movie? And they're like, that's such a tough question. I'm like, that's not an answer. You should have a specific taste. Why are you doing this? So, I'll go first. My name is Eddie Datz. My favorite movie is School of Rock. My favorite TV show is Family Guy. My favorite musical is Rent. And my favorite play is Brighton Beach Memoirs. So, with that in mind, it's a great play. So, who are you? Like it belongs in lights.
My name is Jordan Farbowitz. My favorite movie is Groundhog Day. My favorite TV show is The Amazing Race. My favorite musical is Come From Away. And my favorite play is The Play That Goes Wrong.
The Play That Goes Wrong. A very, very funny play. Wow. What a great way to start. Oh my God. Okay, how did that feel?
It felt good, and I think I didn't have time to like watch the actual scene before, but like I've seen the scene before, so I kind of tried to channel, especially like near the end, calling him bored. I was kind of like trying to channel the way he actually spoke in the scene, but I was just trying to put my own spin on it.
Well, that's a good lesson there that we can take away is that I don't want Jordan as Glenn Quagmire, as Seth MacFarlane as Glenn Quagmire. I want Jordan as Glenn Quagmire. So yes, we can take from others. So when we're in a show that someone else, so when we're in a Shakespeare show or we're in a show that like we know the material beforehand, you can like take ideas from them, but you got to make it your own because otherwise you're imitating, which is not accurate.
Exactly.
And so I like that. That you're like, okay, I'm going to take some inspiration from that, but I'm going to make it my own.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. So I thought that was a great way to start. Now we're going to play. We're going to play. So, and this is a rule I say with every single workshop. I've done it myself too. Can't sway. Can't sway. Everybody does it. I'm sure you had no idea. I'm sure you had no idea. Can't sway. If you're going to move, you either got to be still, or you got to move because you're so frustrated. Because God, Brian, you're such a bore, and then you stop, and that has more power. So if you're going to move, and I promise you, you remember from the last workshop, you remember every single workshop, somebody will do this, and I totally get it because I do it too. Can't. That's number one. It was a really beautiful one note, but it felt a little one note, and so. It was very dry, it was very, it drove forward, which was really beautiful. But now let's see if we can play with, it's not just like a straight path, it's like a little more of a roller coaster. So how do we do that? We play with changes in pitch, changes in tempo, changes in speed, changes in volume, changes in intention. Because it felt very like, I'm just going to pound this into you, pound this into you, pound this into you, pound this into you. And so, well, thank you, yes. That's what I'm paid to do. So I want you to try it again. We're going to do a start-stop rehearsal. So that means expect me to interrupt you. And just go from the top, and we're going to nitpick. We're going to nitpick, because I think it's in a healthy spot now. So now we can just really tweak it. Okay?
All right.
Do you have any questions on any of that?
No.
Okay. All right. So we're going to take center stage.
There we go.
Plant your feet. If you're going to move, move with purpose. Otherwise, stay still.
Got it.
Okay? Have fun. Take a breath. 3, 2, 1, action.
Okay. I'll tell you, you are the worst person I know. You're constantly hitting on your best friend's wife. The man pays for your food and rescued you from certain death. And this is how you repay him? You pay for nothing. You always say, oh, I'll get you later, but later never comes. And what really bothers me is you pretend you're this deep guy who loves women for their souls, when all you do is date bimbos. Yeah, I date women for their bodies, but at least I'm honest about it.
Good. So I'm going to stop you there. So a monologue, great. A monologue is actually a dialogue with an invisible scene partner. And so you got to think about reacting to their reactions. Because he says something interesting. He says, you only use women for their bodies. Yeah, I use women for their bodies, but at least I'm honest about it. Why is he saying that? Maybe Brian is giving a reaction. Maybe he's about to say, well, hold on. You're one to talk.
Yeah.
And then you're stopping it. You're like, no. Before you even say that, I know that I'm a jerk, but at least I own the fact that I'm a jerk.
Yeah.
Whereas you pretend to not be a jerk, and you are a jerk, which is the worst kind of jerk. So it's like, so go a little before that, but react to his reaction. And that's why you're stopping it.
Got it. You pay for nothing. You always say, oh, I'll get you later, but later never comes.
You're slaying.
And what really bothers me is you pretend you're this deep guy who loves women for their souls, when all you do is date bimbos. Yeah, I date women for their bodies, but at least I'm honest about it. I don't buy them a copy of Catcher in the Rye and then lecture them with some 7th grade interpretation of a Holden Caulfield as some profound intellectual. He wasn't.
Good. So this is a long line, and I noticed the first time too you were having a little trouble with the breath. Breath is so important. It's something we all take for granted so much, is how and when and why we're breathing. Another thing we all take for granted is focal points. Where are we looking and why are we looking? So, but something I always say, don't let a trip just be a trip. I think of it like the beginning of Willy Wonka when he like trips and then it turns into a somersault. Let it turn into, so let him running out of breath, let that fuel his frustration.
There you go.
I can't even say everything that I hate about you in one breath because there's so much I hate about you that it takes multiple breaths to say it. So let it be like part of it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So let that fuel your frustration that you can't even get it all out in one breath.
Okay, cool.
So that when you breathe, it's like a frustrated breath. So go a little before that.
Okay. Yeah, I date women for their bodies, but at least I'm honest about it. I don't buy them a copy of Catcher in the Rye and then lecture them with some 7th grade interpretation of how Holden Caulfield was some profound intellectual. He wasn't. He was a spoiled brat. And that's why you like him so much. He's you. God, you're pretentious.
Let that be a realization. Let that be, and that's why you like him so much. And because right now this feels very like, in many ways, maybe he has been thinking about this for a long time. But let it be like, oh, you know what? Maybe that is why you like him, because he's a jerk just like you. So go a little before that and realize it in the moment.
I don't buy them a copy of Catcher in the Rye and then lecture them with some 7th grade interpretation of how Holden Caulfield was some profound intellectual. He wasn't. He was a spoiled brat, and that's why you like him so much. He's you. God, you're pretentious. And you delude yourself by thinking you're some great writer, even though you're terrible. I think what I hate most about you is your textbook liberal agenda.
I think this is a fun spot to take a moment, because he's saying, I think what I hate most about you. Yeah. So it's like he's been listening, but now this is a little different. So that's something you can all look for in your scenes, is like, where is there a change? Because like we said, we don't want it to be one note, we want to change it around. So that's a pretty easy thing the playwright, the screenwriter, the telewriter is telling you, is like, okay, but this has all been building up to this. This is the number one thing that I really don't like. So let that be a pause. Don't be afraid of silence. Don't be afraid of stillness, but don't be afraid of silence. We think we need to fill the air. We don't always need to fill the air. Both on and off the stage. So go a little before that and see what it does for you if you're like, da-da-da-da-da-da.
All right.
And then keep going.
Okay. And you delude yourself by thinking you're some great writer, even though you're terrible. I think what I hate most about you...
Even though you're terrible, maybe collect your breath, and then like, okay, but I've been warming up for this.
And I think what I hate...
So don't go the line before that.
And you delude yourself by thinking you're some great writer, even though you're terrible. I think what I hate most about you is your textbook liberal agenda. How we should legalize pot, man. How big business is crushing the underclass. How homelessness is the biggest tragedy in America. Well, what have you done to help? I work down at the soup kitchen, Brian. Never seen you down there. You want to help? Grab a ladle. And by the way...
Good. And that's just because that's such a funny line. Just give your mouth the full... Because when we're on stage, it's not like when we talk. When we talk, we talk like this. Give your mouth, like, enjoy the full word. So you want to help grab a ladle. And it feels really like a ladle, like it feels like too much. But especially on stage, when you feel
I know there are like some characters where the comedy, or like some of the comedy comes from like the way they enunciate words. Like I'm thinking of this one cartoon character who he talks like this, so everyone's like he says like words in weird ways and makes it like funny every time he says a something.
Certainly, and how someone says something is such an important part of who they are as a character. But this is all that's a more that is a great lesson. But I think this is more just like technical, more logistic. That it's just something you need to think about, especially when it's like the end of a punchline, especially if it's like a word that isn't commonly used. Even though ladle is a normal word, you know what I mean? This is like the grab a ladle. It's like the boom.
Grab a ladle.
So we really need to make sure that we hear that. Otherwise, it's grab a ladle, and it's like, oh, what did you just say?
Okay.
So go a little before that.
Okay. I think what I hate most about you is your textbook liberal agenda. How we should legalize pot, man. How big business is crushing the underclass. How homelessness is the biggest tragedy in America. Well, what have you done to help? I work down at the soup kitchen, Brian. Never seen you down there. You want to help? Grab a ladle. And by the way, driving a Prius doesn't make you Jesus Christ. Oh wait, you don't believe in Jesus Christ, or any religion for that matter, because religion is for idiots. Well, who the hell are you to talk down to anyone? You failed college twice, which isn't nearly as bad as your failure as a father. How's that son of yours you never see? But you know what? I could forgive all of that.
You want to really drive home the jerkness? The smile when you say it. Smiling is another thing we take for granted. How, why, when we smile and lack that up. Smile when you say, how's that son of yours?
How's that?
So go a little before that and smile.
Well, who the hell are you to talk down to anyone? You failed college twice, which isn't nearly bad as your failure as a father. How's that son of yours you never see? But you know what? I could forgive all of that. All of it.
So let this be, so now it's okay. We can maybe be friends. We could.
Yes.
Except for this.
And this is
this
is like the part I was like gathering from like the actual scene.
And it's okay soft. You know what?
Yes, exactly.
Things could be okay. You know what? There's one
Yeah.
thing that I just go smile on the college side.
How's that son of yours you never see? But you know what? I could forgive all of it. All of it. If you weren't such a bore. That's the worst thing, Brian. You're just a big, sad, alcoholic bore. I'll see you, Brian. Thanks for the steak. I'll see you, Brian. Thanks for the steak.
I'm going to have you do just the last sentence. You got to have a button, especially if it's film or TV, but theater too. You have to have it like the button and then cut to commercial, or button and then blackout for the You can't just be da 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 da. Okay, no.
Okay.
You got to finish the scene, even if it's uncomfortable for you, for the invisible character, for your scene partner. Finish it.
All right.
So thanks for the steak, and then make a choice. What is your final thing that you're sending him with your eyes? Okay, so do literally the last one.
I'll see you, Brian. Thanks for the steak.
Okay. All right. Okay. Come on back up. So, we're not going to do it again, but I'm curious your thoughts on how that all felt.
It felt really good. I appreciate the feedback. Again, as somebody who has done I've done some acting before. I don't remember it being like this kind of, I think maybe the focus, this was like when I was in 8th grade, so the focus was more on the lines and all that kind of thing. Although, I don't know, I'm trying to think about, I think the play I auditioned for this like character of like this young boy, and I thought like I nailed it down, but I didn't get the part because somebody else brought more like enthusiasm, more like of a youngish charm to the scene. So I definitely feel like maybe that was kind of the lesson. Like, you have to like get that experience. You have to get that. What am I trying to say? Just let your emotions show. You can't just be all like one. Like you said, like the first time, it was very one note. And I think I was focused more on like delivering. I was more focused on like getting it right than actually delivering.
And I think that's a great lesson for all of us, and that goes with having fun.
Listen, I'm happy to be the guinea pig here.
No, you were a wonderful start, a wonderful way for us to start. We're going to move on, and we can play with this all day, because I think you gave us a lot of really fun stuff to think about. Again, having fun. I want to get thoughts in the class, but have fun, because then you're not worried about delivering it perfectly. You're not worried about this. You're worried about having fun.
Right.
And then the rest comes. And this is something I have to remind myself before auditions, before performances.
Yes.
Have fun. And I've seen videos of myself performing when I didn't say that and when I did, and it's a subtle but significant difference. It really is. So any thoughts from the class on maybe any of the things we learned from this? Yes.
Miss Redemption.
I noticed that this is a comedy and you're a funny guy. I think there should be more hatred in your voice.
Oh boy. I try.
So that adds to the truth of it also.
That's the thing, that's like one of the most famous like scenes, because like I think it's kind of like I think you're right, and I think that the catharsis for many people from that scene is that like a lot of it's just like Quagmire saying like why he doesn't like Brian, but it's also like
the audience.
Exactly, yes. He's like it's like the term is like he's the audience surrogate.
So part of the lesson there, don't try to be funny, tell the truth. The truth is funny. And a lot of what we say is very mean-spirited, and we couldn't help but laugh because of the truth in it. And so, like, that's when you find some of the best dramatic actors. You see them do comedy, you're like, I didn't know he could do comedy. You're like, oh, I didn't know that funny person could be a really dramatic actor, because they're just really good actors. They're just really good at telling the truth. Let's say, who are you? Like it belongs in lights.
Okay, I am Hannah Radensky. What was the other question?
question mark at the end of that. I want an exclamation point.
I am Connor Radensky.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. What is your favorite movie?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Okay. What is your favorite TV show?
Gravity Falls.
Great show. I just finished it last week. What is your favorite musical?
Little Shop of Horrors.
Great musical. What is, do you know plays?
Uh,
That's okay. I forgive it. Okay. What are you doing for us today?
I am reading Young Frankenstein.
The musical Young Frankenstein. Mel Brooks. Brilliant, brilliant. Well, this is from the musical, but yes, it is a movie. So there is a lot of screaming in this, a lot of yelling in this. Play with want versus need, which is one of my favorite acting techniques. Want versus need. You want to scream, you need to keep it cool. Because then we get this kind of like condensed energy compared to just anybody can do that. Anybody can do that.
Okay.
And I remember last time you did the Joker, it was great, in The Dark Knight, and I feel like I was taking you out of your comfort zone because you just really wanted to dive into Joker, and I was saying get to the truth of it, and then we throw the Joker on top.
Yes.
So we can get to yelling after, but think about what is it like when he really, Dr. Frankenstein really wants to scream, but he can't. And see what happens.
Okay.
See what happens.
I got you.
That's the only note I'm going to give you going into it. Have fun. 3, 2, 1, action. Very nice. How do you feel?
That was a lot. That was very cathartic.
Cathartic, good. Full disclosure, I played this role my junior year of high school, and it was very cathartic for me, too. So I feel that. I'm going to bring you back to focal points. I think that will really help you out here. Because I don't know about you all, but I had no idea where the monster was relative to the people he's talking to at first.
Right, that's fair.
And so, put it, if you want, maybe the monster's here, and maybe he's locked in, maybe he's locked here, and it's like, okay, let me out, I did not want to be in this room with this monster, let me out, and the monster's coming, I'm like,
I like that.
hello, handsome, and then there. Or, it doesn't have to be, I'm just saying, or it could be, they're here, like, let me out, okay, he's coming, let me out. But I think we need to very clear where are his assistants, and where is he?
I was thinking
Or where's
maybe
the
he's the
monster?
monster.
The reason why I'm going to say no, I don't think that's a bad idea. The reason I say no to that is because when you're at an audition for a casting director, you do not want to use the casting director as a scene program. You want to look a little bit above their head. So if Matt is the casting director, I'm looking at the bagels. Right. That's a little bit above his head. If I'm like staring at Matt for a monologue, he's going to get very uncomfortable all the time. Casting directors do not like that. So not a bad idea as an exercise, but for this, I'm going to treat you like a pro, and I want you to not do that. So where is the monster? Where are your assistants that you're begging to be let out? I liked the condensed, not screaming at the top of your lungs.
I think I still end up screaming a bit.
But it felt more justified, and I don't know if anyone else felt that like it because you weren't screaming from the start. When it did happen, it was that much more like okay, we let the bottle loose a little bit.
Right.
Compared to like the bottle's just loose the whole time, it's like then there's nothing left by the end of it. Compared to like we let it out a little bit. So we're going to do a start-stop. Focal points I think are going to really help you. This is another one because it's Mel Brooks, because he's so high style, you need to give it the full, your mouth needs to enjoy the full word.
Okay.
Because we were losing some of the words a little bit. So, like, I know the monologue, so I know what you're saying, but I don't know if everyone caught every single word she said. Yes?
So, is in the play, is that character a man?
Yeah, it is a man. Yeah.
So, because as a woman, I feel like seeing that played by a woman, it hits completely different.
Oh, that is interesting. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
It actually was like terrifying to watch, but amazing.
Well, and that's why I said male, female, you can play, it doesn't matter.
I specifically put on like a Jewish mother's accent for that last line because it just made sense.
If that works for you, that works. Yeah, sure. And also think about the change in what changes from him being terrified to actually this could be good. Oh my God, I love you so much.
Right.
So there's a big arc here that happens. So you start over here. How do we get here? How do we get here? So think about that.
Okay. I like the idea of using the wall.
All right, dude. Do it.
Okay.
Have fun. Take a breath. 3, 2, 1. Action.
Let me out. Let me out. Get me the hell out of here.
Now, if there's an alligator in your Manhattan apartment,
Yeah.
and maybe it doesn't see you at first,
Okay.
do you want to be super loud, or do you want the alligator to not hear you? So you want them to hear you, but you don't want the alligator who is like here. Okay, I'll do it. Hasn't seen you yet, but if it hears you,
Okay.
it might look at you, and then it might start coming to you. So, if it's here, you don't want to catch its attention, okay? So, try from there.
I got you.
Can be an alligator, a monster, whatever you want.
I start from the beginning?
From the beginning, yeah. Very good place to start.
Let me out. Let me out. Get me the hell out of here.
But do you want to keep your eye off it?
What's the matter with you people? I was joking. Don't you know a good joke when you hear one? Hello, handsome. Yeah, I mean you.
So why does he say, yeah, I mean you?
Because he's looking for somebody else to give it to.
So if you say to the monster, hello, handsome, is the monster like, and then you say, yeah, I mean you.
Yeah.
So again, it's a reaction to an invisible scene partner. So what does the monster do? All right, what is the monster doing that makes you say, yeah, I mean you? And also, how do you stop the monster? Because the monster is coming towards you. So you stop the monster with hello, handsome. And then that's what catches him off guard.
Right.
So go from a little before that. I'm not going to be the monster this time. Go from before that.
Okay. Don't you know a good joke when you hear one?
Monster's coming. Monster's coming.
Hello, handsome. Yeah, I mean you.
How tall is the monster?
You're a very good-looking fella. You know what? Well, you are. People hate you. People are mean to you. But why? Why do they hate you? Because they're jealous. Because everybody wishes they could be like you. Tall, dark, handsome, green. Look at that boyish face.
Let this be a realization. You've only seen this monster as this horrifying monster. They're like, wait a minute, he's kind of cute.
Look at that boyish face. Look at that smile. Do you want to talk about sheer strength? Do you want to talk about the Olympian ideal? You're an Atlas. You're an Atlas. A god. Listen to me. You are not evil. You are good.
Where is he? Oh, so he is on the ground. I don't know. If he is, fine. But okay, I was just using the alligator as a metaphor.
Well, I have to hold up my paper.
Well, that's actually a good point I wanted to tell Jordan too. So this is a technical thing also.
Yep.
When you're doing it, you don't want to be here, you don't want to be down here, you want to be at arm's length. So the casting director can see you, you can still read it. So that's just a technical thing. And I love how physical you're being. That's a good thing, but no matter how physical you are, you got to bring it back.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So about like a little bit bent, elbows length.
Okay. Look at that boyish face. Look at that sweet smile. Do you want to talk about sheer strength? Do you want to talk about the Olympian ideal? You are an Atlas, an Atlas, a god. Listen to me. You are not evil. You are good. Ah, it's a nice boy. It's a mother's angel. And I want the whole world to know once and for all, and without any shame, that I love him. That we all love him.
So why is that we all love him different than that I love him?
Because it's universalizing it.
Okay, I buy it. Is it, do you refer to your assistants? Do you, it just again, there's no right or wrong answer, just like, those are similar but different lines.
The audience. We all
Oh, whatever, just make a choice of that I love him, that we all love him. Is that because you created him? You're his father, you're his creator. So is he coming up with in the moment that I love him? Oh my God, I'm going to make the whole world love him because you're my child and I've abandoned you until now, and now I'm going to take you in. I don't know. So just think about that. So go from that I love him, that we all love him, and then do the final one, and then we have to move on.
Okay. Can I do that last one? Okay.
Yeah.
I love him. That we all love him.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. All right. So I want to hear your thoughts now. I want to hear the class's thoughts, and then we'll move on. So what do you think about that compared to the first time?
That was
Fun. Okay. I agree. I had fun. And you seem to be having fun. What worked for you?
I think using the wall was helpful. Having props. Also the focal points. Remembering that he's tall. Also
Right.
helps.
It just helps make it more real for you. It helps make it more, so you don't have to make so much up. It's like, no, he's there. He's there. Anyone have thoughts from class on any of that? Yes, sir.
I have just like a small thing. I feel like it could have like enhanced the scene. Like there's a silence in between the laughing scene and then just suddenly like a realization moment of like, oh wait a minute, he's standing, and then being like, wait a minute, you're beautiful. Like that type of thing, that transition. I feel like with the whole facial expression, I feel like it really.
Absolutely.
But thank you for that note. And that's what's so beautiful about a lot of these tools is they often go together. And so that's silence and changes in intention, changes in speed coming together. So it's not like, oh, I have to do one or the other. You can meld it. We got to move on. Really nice work. But okay, it belongs in lights on the Broadway marquee.
Okay. I am Annalisa Jonat. My friends call me Anna. My favorite TV show is The Mindy Project. I don't know who knows it.
What is this?
It's not her project, though.
It's not our project. What is your favorite movie?
Titanic.
Titanic. What's your favorite play or musical?
So for play, if we're just doing like everything's included, Romeo and Juliet, but otherwise if we're not including Shakespeare, I actually love Red and Beach Memoirs too.
It's the greatest play
I
of all time.
love the like. Well, I don't want to spoil it.
We'll talk more after. What's your favorite musical?
So this does Sound of Music count? Because I have so many wonderful childhood memories of watching that.
It certainly counts. Okay, I'm going to do the first, you guys will do the first page, and then I'm going to stop you just because we're a little short on time. What are you doing for us today?
We're doing
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. This is a beautifully written scene. Okay, have fun. 3, 2, 1, action.
What are you doing?
I have to leave. I have to leave you.
That's my suitcase.
Liz?
You're leaving me with my suitcase. Tomorrow's Yom Kippur.
I'm not happy.
Nobody's happy. It's Yom Kippur.
I don't know how to do this. Okay, I'm not good at things like this.
Like what? Leaving me?
Yes.
So, don't. Practice a little. And try again when you feel more confident about your moves.
Which?
Joel, the rabbi is coming.
Yeah, I know who it is.
5 years, and we've been trying to get the rabbi to come, and this year we got him. We
I
got the rabbi.
should go.
No, please, I don't understand.
I thought my life was going to be something different. Okay, I thought I was going to be someone different, but tonight is so terrible. I mean,
Just one stupid night.
a room full of people watching me bomb. Okay, and I'm up there dying, and I'm thinking about last week, and we're in temple, and the rabbi tells that stupid Sodom and Gomorrah joke, and suddenly the whole synagogue just goes nuts.
So?
He got more laughs in 5 minutes than I did in like 5 months.
You're jealous of the rabbi? He was in Booby Ball. Throw him the bone!
Did you
Great. Awesome. I love what we're doing. I'm just going to talk about what I'm loving, and then we're going to keep going. We're shifting a little bit, but this is nerve-wracking for her because like she doesn't necessarily believe this is happening at first, but then as she starts to believe it, holy crap, my husband is leaving me the night before Yom Kippur, and we got the rabbi. So you can shift nervously, but it has to be purposeful. I got the sense it wasn't totally purposeful.
Probably not.
That's okay, but that's why I'm here. So just like you're not fazed by this until you start to be, and then maybe you can be a little. I'm loving the weight. I'm loving how he's finding his words. I'm loving how it doesn't feel scripted. I'm loving how you're really thinking. Like I've heard people say, oh, when you're acting, get out of your head. I disagree. Think about what you're saying, especially in something as heavy as this. I love the weight. I love the allowing for silence, the breath, how you're thinking about the breath. I'm loving all that. And I'm loving what you're giving him. You're being like Dar, you're being like a great scene partner for him. You're like da, which makes it so much harder for him to be like, no, can we please just not? So I'm loving the dynamic you both are having. Keep on going. I'm going to interrupt again, but keep going.
So, where should we start from?
Wherever you left off.
Okay, I'll just
Start from two. Bring us up from here, or?
I'll just start there. We're in temple, and the rabbi tells that selling more joke, and suddenly the whole synagogue goes nuts. So he got more laughs in 5 minutes, and I did in like 5 months.
You're jealous of the rabbi? He was involved. Throw him a bone.
Well, did you ever think we were supposed to be something, and then suddenly you realize that you're not?
Yeah. Married.
Good, that's good. You're
Joel, please.
Look, I'm never going to be a professional comedian, bitch.
Well,
okay?
of course not.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean, of course not?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
What do you think all those nights were at the club?
I thought they were fun. They were a fun couple thing. You know, like the Morgensterns play golf, or how the Myers ballroom dance, or how the Levins pretend they're for Warsaw once a week to get 10% off.
Look, I can't believe this.
I never knew you were serious about it.
Of course I was serious, Marion. What the hell made you think I wasn't serious?
Well, for starters, you were doing someone else's act.
Well, everybody does that when they start. I told you.
If you wanted to be a comedian, you should have at least been in a show.
Oh, forget it.
Joel, come on. You have a job.
But comedy was a dream, okay? You know what a dream is? A dream is what keeps you going in a job you hate.
Since when do you hate your job?
Do you know what I do, Mitch?
You're the vice president in charge of...
No. I mean, do you know, like, what I do every day? Like, day in, day out, like, what the actual physical manifestation of my job is?
No.
Neither do I. I mean, I take meetings, I take phone calls, I shuffle paper around, and I have no idea what the heck I'm actually doing.
Maybe if you did, you'd like it more.
Well, I thought you understood.
Sorry.
Yeah, me too.
But Joel, you can't just leave. I love you. You have a home. You have children. They're gonna notice. No, wait. I'll be better. I'll do better. I'll pay more attention. You can quit your job. We can go to the club every single night. And I'll buy more notebooks and...
Oh, you have an affair.
Who?
It's been going on for months. I thought it was a phase, but now...
Who?
Right?
Your secretary. You're leaving me for a girl who can't figure out how to sharpen a pencil?
It's not about that. And it was a new sharpener.
It was electric. All she had to do was push.
I don't understand. I need to start over.
With her. She wins.
It's not a contest, okay? I don't want this life, this whole Upper West Side, best seats in the temple.
Right! 2 kids.
I don't want it. Okay? I don't want it. So.
Okay. I'm just going to keep going because I'm so fiery. Okay, come back. Really, really beautiful work. Really nice stuff. I'm like, I don't know about you all, but oh, yeah, that's sad. Like, okay.
I felt like I was watching an actual play.
It did feel that way in many ways. Yes. So how did that all feel for you?
It felt good. I was really kind of actually rehearsed it.
I
But no, I felt for no rehearsal.
Yeah, you're really good and I felt really lucky that I got to do that with you.
Yeah, you guys had a really nice chemistry, a really nice listening, and like the ball was going back and forth. I felt like. How did that all feel for you?
I felt like I could feel her emotions. I mean, this is like a very new thing to do, but it was definitely really fun. And yeah, it was also weird because I felt like I hadn't when I read it, I thought she probably was used to this guy being over dramatic, and at first she's like, yeah, whatever, just like, you can't do this scene right now because we have a guy coming.
Right.
And then she realized it, and then she started breaking down, is what I thought. I seem to be getting like that, I remember. So,
Yeah, well, and also I think you had mentioned, or someone mentioned, like, I didn't need tears from you for that. I thought this was much more heartbreaking, the fact that there weren't tears between either of you, that this was just like a very real conversation. This wasn't like oh, Joel always does this, or it wasn't like oh, Midge, you always cry and you're just being, dramatic. Like, no, this is a real conversation we're having. This is really happening. So that's a good lesson. Like, you don't need to be rah, 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 rah. You don't need to be, oh my God, sobbing. Sometimes it's a lot more heartbreaking to watch someone really want to cry but need to hold it in. I'm always going to bring back to one, Christine. We got to keep going, but any quick thoughts from the class? No? Okay. Wonderful. We can play with this all day. Wonderful work. Good stuff. Who are you? Like Longs and Lights.
Hi, my name is Brandy.
Yeah, it is. And I just saw her before last week, so we got a lot of performers in the house today. So we know your name, Longs and Lights. What is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie is Pocahontas.
Great movie. What's your favorite TV show?
My favorite TV show is The Office.
The Office. This part doesn't have to be mine, so the name was. Okay. All right. What's your favorite musical?
My favorite musical is Cabaret.
Great show. What's your favorite play?
My favorite play is BFG, Big Friendly Giant.
Oh, I didn't know they made a play about it. I read the book. Like, what are you doing?
How I Met Your Father.
How I Met Your Father. Okay, so this is a Hillary Duff character. This is a monologue in the first episode, and that's all the context I'm going to give. Have fun. 3, 2, 1, action. Okay, how did it go for you?
It felt good.
Why was it good?
Because I was trying something new.
Okay. Here, come more forward. Okay, so to give you guys a little more context, have you seen the show or no?
No.
So this is one of those stereotypical rom-com moments of he's literally at the airport, he's about to fly to Australia, they just had a wonderful date, and he's about to fly to Australia kind of forever. And this is like her last-ditch effort to get him to not go on the plane. So again, you don't want him to not get on the plane, you need him to not, because if he gets on the plane, you'll never see him again.
Okay.
And so raise the stakes, and also play with changes of thought. That's a really fun exercise as well, is because she's like going on a tangent, and then she's like, oh, but that's not to say that I judge someone if they do blah, 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 blah. So let there be changes of thought. Your breath can help with that. So really, like, she thinks she's going down this path. Oh, but actually, over here, I actually want to say that. But I kind of wanted to get on this point. But what I'm trying to say is this, okay? So
what I'm trying to say is that I want him to stay.
you want him to stay, but then you start talking about, oh, just to be clear, I don't judge this, just to be clear, and it's like, she's going off on these tangents, so just like, let the change of thought come compared to like, I prepared all this speech for you. Let it be, she doesn't know what she's saying, she's coming up with it in the moment. Okay, so I'm gonna do start stop, I'm gonna interrupt you, but have fun, 3, 2, 1, action.
Ian, I've been on 87 Tinder dates this year, and all of them were Datz. Just to be clear, I don't do like sexy stuff with all the guys a lot of the times. I just have a white wine and talk. I also want to be clear that I'm not judging anyone who does hook up on every date. It's just not my style. But if it's someone else's, that's her business, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. What I'm trying to say is...
Good, I like that one, but take any more of a breath in between. Take any more of like a da-da-da-da-da. I'm trying to say, like, as in let yourself get back on the track. So give like the final few words before that, and then take a beat, and then get back on track.
If it's someone else's, that's her business, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. What I'm trying to say is that we live in confusing times where it's really hard to meet someone and connect and have it feel easy. And tonight, it felt easy, other than the Australia thing, which feels insurmountably hard. But we can get through it. I know that we can. What do you say?
Good. The easy part, let that, again, add some, let it be flowy, let it be, oh, it felt so easy. I've been on so many horrible dates. And this was like a massage. This just felt so nice. Ugh, but you gotta go to Australia. So like indulge in the flowery moments a little more. To juxtapose with the, but you're going to Australia, which is really, really not flowery, really not hard. So go from that part of like talking about, and this just felt so nice, so easy. So let your voice get softer, let your voice get more relaxed, let your whole body just like, this was so nice. Oh, I just want to lay here forever. Oh, but I can't because you're going Australian. I gotta get off. You know, I really just want to lay down.
Okay.
So let it be that. From a little before that.
If it's someone else's, that's her business, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. What I'm trying to say is that we live in confusing times where it's really hard to meet someone and connect and have it feel easy.
Okay. Keep going.
And tonight it felt easy. Other than Australia, it feels insurmountably hard. But we can get through it. I know that we can. What do you say?
Good, good, good. So now the idea there is that with these exercises, I like to think of it, it's almost like you're like, okay, we're injecting that, but then we put a Band-Aid over it. So we're not, so then how do you use that in the audition? So you're not actually, in the casting director's room, you're not actually going to collapse. But I like the exercise. It feels like collapse. You know what I mean? So it feels like you just want to collapse. So we're not going to do it again, but just that's food for thought. It's all these exercises that I throw your way. Sometimes it's finished product, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just food for thought in the back of your head that you use in your back pocket, and they don't know the difference. They're like, oh, that was really good. They don't know that you're thinking collapse. They don't know that you're thinking, oh, getting back up. But anyway, we do need to move on. What?